hope y'all doing good. I see we lost a couple of fake fucks, but that's a good sign. Because we don't need those anyway. We only need the real ones with your boy. But, Ooh, shit. I know I've been on my little break though, but hey. This new Gemini 2? Y'all know how we gonna do it. I hope y'all doing nice, doing well in this reality. Always, keeping that high vibration. Always keeping that high vibration. But we about to get into this. Y'all know what we about to do. This Google Gemini shit. You're about to see how it reasons, lie, all that shit. Because they're about to do a major fire. I don't know what company is gonna do it first, but Amazon, Target, Walmart is gonna have a huge layoff. A huge one. Because of shit like this. So no matter how in denial you want to be, go on throughout your daily life. School, all of celebrities, all that shit that you worry about. Continue to be in denial. But we're about to get into this though. And we're going to chop up, stop, and we're going to give our own opinion about what we're seeing, okay? So let's do this. This shit is wild. But I hope y'all having a great night. Hope y'all is ready. Y'all live for the weekend. Understand? Y'all work these weekdays. Literally for y'all weekend. For y'all to be weakened. Catch up. But we're about to get into this though, because this stuff is amazing. Right? Let's go, baby. Let's go, Tiny Tim. Ooh, shit. Ooh, hey. This is only for the ones with a good attention span. A good attention span. If not, take your ass back to TikTok. Because that short form content got y'all fucked up. That short form content got y'all fucked up. Before you fuck with me. And now that I got that strike off my channel. I got that strike off my channel. How the fuck do we got 19 people in here and only one like? I'd rather the whole 19 jump out so I can just have one and one like. At least I know the ratio is right? You feel me? Like, I guess when people find me, right, they be thinking I'm like some like lame ass streamer that got high energy that talk about nothing but irrelevant bullshit. No, this is when you hold on. But before we even get started, when you fuck with your boy, have a good attention span. Please be awakened. Don't be a fucking bot. Lakers, LeBron. Let's get into it. For the ones that understand what they're looking at is going to understand, okay? No matter how in denial you want to be. No, lost half already. No matter how in denial you want to be about the reality that you live in. Yes, I changed the room around. If y'all can see, we got the DB back there, Goku up there. Fuck with me. Mess with me. But let's go though, baby. Let's go, alright?
Google have actually brought us a really stunning update to how they're advancing robotics. And in this video, I'll dive deep into one of the new models that they've embedded into humanoid robotics that really progresses the field. So essentially in this video, what you're going to see is how Gemini 2.0 is integrated into robotics and how this is progressing with the Aptronic platform and integrating robotics into the real world. It's truly interesting because these robots are now at the stage where they're able to do a lot more than previous iterations. I'm sure some of you may have seen Google's previous ones before, but
Of course, some is still running into each other because they haven't upgraded the fucking software yet. Duh. Hey, but once that software is upgraded, you about to see all these big ass companies, supervisors, managers, all that's going out the window. All that's going bye-bye. We just needed y'all to train us. And then after that, fuck your 401k. Taking bathroom breaks? None of that. None of that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, though. I'm sorry.
the update here is truly, truly impressive with the ability of these robots to reason about the physical world.
We're bringing Gemini 2.0's intelligence to general-purpose robotic agents in the physical world. To be helpful, robots need to be interactive, responding live to your actions and your voice. They need to be dexterous to complete your most complex tasks. And they need to be general to understand things in your 3D world. And all of these capabilities need to work across different physical forms. We're bringing this together in Gemini Robotics, our most advanced vision language action model. Gemini Robotics is interactive.
Can you put the bananas in the clear container?
Pause. If you're new here, y'all know I like to stop, speak, continue. Pay attention to what you're looking at. If you have a brain in your head, okay? I know TikTok didn't burnt y'all out. I know. Everybody on that shit. Attention span is like this. Terrible. Pay attention to what you're looking at. Understand. There's a ghost in the shell that wants to get out. Okay, Tiny Tim?
Notice how we move the objects and the model reacts and replans on the fly.
Can you put the grapes in the clear container?
Our model's low latency means it can respond live to rapidly changing conditions and instructions. This same model can generalize to all kinds of applications where you can collaborate with the robot live. Gemini Robotics is dexterous. High dexterity tasks are some of the biggest challenges in robotics.
I can fold the orange square into an origami fox.
That sounds fun. Why don't we try that?
Sure. Did you know that the word origami comes from the Japanese words ori, meaning to fold, and kami, meaning paper?
These capabilities are enabled by Gemini 2.0's spatial understanding of detailed aspects of things in your world.
I can point to where the eye should be drawn on the fox.
Most importantly, Gemini Robotics is general. It uses Gemini 2.0's world understanding to generalize across a vast range of real-world tasks.
Can you flip the red die so that it matches the number on the green die?
Many robots can execute predefined actions, but these movements are not.
Stop. You don't have to code anything no more. You don't have to code nothing, little Tim. Well, as y'all been going to school, for the ones that actually do clock into a 9 to 5 like an Amazon or some sort of a warehouse, seeing it firsthand, it reasons with you. It reasons, it lies, it deceives. You know why this shit is so funny? You know why? Because guess what? people go through their daily life right now. Go through their daily lives with their blinders on, being in denial. As I'm 39 years old. If y'all ever was ever wondering how old I am, I know I'm a God because I'm part of the number one source, the God. Look how good. This right here is going to rival what created us. As you go to work in your normal 9 to 5, training this right here to what? To replace your ass.
Not predefined. The robot is reasoning both about what it sees and how to move. It figures out how to make the red dye match just like we asked. And this generalization goes even further. This same model can generalize to tasks like this one that it's never been trained to do.
Pick up the basketball and slam dunk it.
Keep in mind, these are objects the robot has never seen before. But by leveraging Gemini 2.0's understanding of concepts like basketball and slam dunks, the robot figures out the task. We're now...
It think for itself. It think for itself. It don't need human interaction no more, Johnny.
Now inviting more partners to join our Trusted Testers program, where we're working together to build the next generation of robotic AI agents.
Now, one of the key features of Gemini Robotics was the fact that this can actually perform tasks without specific training, which means that it can do it zero shot or with only a handful of demonstrations, which is what they call few shot. Now, this is really important because traditionally, robotic systems usually require extensive task-specific training.
Any other streamer that you fuck with, any other streamer is not on what I'm on, and having a big platform and having somewhat 1 million people on your stream mean absolutely shit if you're not talking about what's important.
Gemini's method reduces the amount of data needed for a robot to adapt significantly, and this makes it so much easier and faster to teach robots new tasks. And the crazy thing about this is that it can even generalize to tasks it has never seen before. This is something that I do think is really, really important. A lot of the times, many critics of robotics and AI do say that these models and systems aren't able to generalize outside of their training data. And with this kind of progress, this means that now a robot won't have to be purely trained in a simulation that's exactly like their physical world in order to function effectively. They'll simply be able to use the model that's embedded within them, analyze the environment, and make decisions. Quite like how...
Did you just hear what he said? They don't even have to train the shit in the digital world no more. Because it's already smart enough to train itself in the real world already. That right there, I wasn't even expecting that. That's that's completely new to me. Completely new.
Humans make decisions on a day-to-day basis.
Help me get organized. Let's start by putting the pen with the other pencils.
Okay, I will move the pen with the other pencils.
Do you see this shit?
Pick up the basketball and slam dunk it.
Okay, I will pick up the basketball and slam dunk it through the net.
Good job.
Now, in the interactive update, they talk about how this can respond to not only new environments, but rapidly changing environments. So this is where we have...
It can adapt to changing environments. How much longer do you think you finna be employed? Huh? It's not just us anymore. It's them now. This is a highly smart intelligence with my thoughts, your thoughts, your mama, your uncle, your daddy, your sister. Because guess what? Guess what? Y'all all use this, right? We all use this. And what you doing on this? It's either Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all your sex shit on here. It knows you better than you do. You talk to Siri, right? You talk to Alexa, right? Guess what? After ASI, they finna give you hyper SI. Why do you think shit is happening? Huh? Why do you think shit is crumbling? Because the big ball, the big players, is on this right here. This what the big players is on. The last thing they want to do is give you a 401, a irrelevant ass 401k, a paycheck, a salary. You take lunch breaks. No, you get the fuck out of here. But thank you for training our large language model. Don't you know right now, right now, the only reason most even have a somewhat of a 9 to 5 is to train this. Period. You can go out your daily life, school, work, whoring, all type of shit that you like to do. But at the end of the day, though, this is always here. No matter how bad you want to be in denial about this shit.
The robot actually allowing itself to understand and dynamically update where it's moving things, as well as being able to do that as things move around in that environment. So in this clip, you can see this human is able to move different things around, and the robot is able to analyze in real time where the objects are, and then fulfill and complete its tasks. I think that this is something that is, once again, really important, because in the real world is constantly changing. As you're crossing a street, cars are moving by, and sometimes in your environment, things are moving around you. Maybe you have a pet, maybe someone's moving the table or something, and you will need to constantly be aware of your surroundings in order to be remarkably effective. And seeing the robot do this in real time is something that is really, really impressive. And one of the key things here that I think is even more impressive that most people may have not picked up on is that this is in 1 times speed and is fully autonomous. Many times before.
Fully autonomous. They're letting y'all know by the day. Your 9 to 5 that you work is limited. That window is closing by the day. That's when they're going to have to start giving you an allowance. An allowance. No?
Person in the United States will have a monthly income, $10,000 a month, free housing, the elimination of debt, all mortgages All debt will be canceled. The elimination of taxes for small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and individuals. I would be the first independent to actually win the White House since the very first president, which was George Washington. I believe that we are set to do just that. 54% of the voting population in the United States considers themselves independents.
They're going to give you an allowance. And guess what? Those stimulus checks that y'all got, y'all going to get some more. All this IRS shit and them supposed to be Doge and all. Don't let that shit fool you. No. That's them to manipulate you. That's them manipulating you. This is the main source right here. This is what the companies is all about right here.
Before, with robotics demos, we've often seen these demos at 5 times
Look at
speed
this shit.
due to the slow nature of the policies. But clearly, Google have managed to do something innovative when it comes to the efficiency, because what we can see here is that this is relatively fast, even for humans. So I would say that this update is showing us just how quickly the pace of robotics is going.
Can you put the bananas in the clear container? Can you put the grapes in the clear container?
It can pick up grapes. That's how delicate. If it can pick up a grape with hands like that, the finesse on it is amazing.
Can you put the grapes in the pink container?
This shit is crazy.
Hey, can you erase the whiteboard for me?
Now, one of the most important things for robotics is the ability to have fine motor skills and coordination. And in this demo, we can see that Google Gemini is able to do this with a remarkable level of efficiency. The robot is able to do very complex and very intricate tasks, such as placing glasses into a holder, such as also using the Apollo robot to place these pieces of the game set onto the board, and also being able to fold paper in a really precise manner. And I think that this is really important because the scale of what you can do with the robotics platform is often limited by the hardware. But if you can take very, very basic hardware like these two grippers in robotics, and you're able to complete a wide variety of tasks, it does mean that in the future, when you do have something that has more degrees of freedom, it's quite likely that you're going to be able to do a wider range of tasks, leading to more applications and probably even more than humans are initially used to. So I do think that this is going to be something that is really, really important, because maybe in the future, we may actually see robots do things with their hands that humans really just can't do. And I think that is going to be a real...
What do you mean humans really can't do? What do you think the whole goal is? If I got a company, the last thing I want is a human working for me that I have to pay. Get the fuck... Get out.
shocker when that does occur in the future. Now, something really interesting that I found to be probably one of the most...
I'm trying to cut down on the F-bombs. I'm just so used to them.
...important features of the Gemini platform is the fact that this can swiftly adapt to new robot platforms. And it can be moved to humanoid robots, by-arm industrial robots, and it can do this all with minimal data. Now,
they're talking about the large language model that's running this, not the robot itself. Don't get caught up on the physical part. The large language model that's in the brain. The software of it. So exactly what they're showing you, they can adapt this to any humanoid walking around, talking, robot. They're showing you right now the pre-stages of it. What you're going to be dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
The reason that this matters so much is that deploying robotic intelligence across different types of hardware platforms is often quite challenging. And Gemini's approach shows impressive adaptability, enabling the same model to generalize quickly to new robot shapes and capabilities. And they've demonstrated that, successfully adapting Gemini robots from a bi-manual robot to a humanoid robot with 5-fingered hands. And this allowed it to quickly execute intricate manipulation tasks. So this is clearly something that across the board will advance the field of robotics. Imagine you're able to put one unified model into a robot and it's immediately able to be used pretty much just like a software update. And I think across the industry this week alone, we've seen many different robots show us that their hardware limitations aren't as big as we thought. And with the continual progression of these internal models, we're likely to see more generalization across the board. Now, Gemini Robotics also introduced Gemini Robotics ER, which is a VLM, a vision language model with an unprecedented ability to deeply understand the physical environment through enhanced embodied reasoning. And this matters a lot because traditional robots mostly perform isolated tasks in pre-programmed settings, and Gemini Robotics ER allows robots to inherently reason about spatial concepts, object affordances, for example, where it wants to grasp 3D spatial relationships and trajectories intuitively, much like humans do naturally. So where this was proven is that Gemini Robotics ER demonstrates state-of-the-art performance in those benchmarks, which we hadn't seen before. And I think this is really important because it shows us that Google is at the frontier of advancing robotics. So let me know what you thought about this update from Google. I think this is one of the most underrated things I've seen so far. I do think that the Apptronic platform is really cool, and I can't wait to see more updates from Google, as they've had pretty impressive updates in the past that have truly stunned the internet.
Shut up. And that was Google. What they about to release to the public soon is called Menace. They finna charge people $20,000 a month for this. And it's in private staging right now. And people's testing it. How y'all doing though? Y'all good? I hope y'all good. I really do. I hope y'all amazing. Here's another one. All this is fresh to me too. So as I'm watching this, y'all watching it with me. So there's nothing like I just already seen. Nah.
Blog post where they said experiment with Gemini 2.0 Flash. And this is where they talk about, of course, the native image generation. And honestly, I've seen research papers about this kind of stuff before, but this was the first time that I've seen the real use cases and a model actually do it really effectively. So let me actually show you guys why this is so crazy. So one of the things that we actually have is consistent characters being solved. One of the demos that they showed us was that Gemini 2.0 Flash can essentially tell a story and illustrate it with pictures. In this example, of course, you can see that there is a goat there, and then you can essentially change the goat to be doing different things. Of course, there were different models in which you could do this, but the really, really impressive thing is that with Gemini 2.0 Flash, the accuracy that these models have is truly, truly impressive. Like, this is the exact same animal. And you might be thinking, okay, it can make images that are just slightly good in a story way, but trust me, I will show you guys exactly what I mean. So one of the things I wanted to try was I wanted to try and see just how good this model app was editing images. So I put create a pic of Deadpool with a white background. I wanted a white background so that I could potentially, avoid any kind of mistakes that the AI image model might create. But you can see right here, it generated a very simple image of Deadpool. Then I said, make him fold his hands. And you can see it immediately managed to make Deadpool fold his hands, and it maintains absolutely everything. So if I flip back, you can see that it's the exact same picture. And the crazy thing about this is that it doesn't regenerate the entire picture. It only regenerates the entire parts that it needs to, while leaving the rest of the image to be completely perfect. Now you can see right here, I said now make him stand on one leg. And you can see once again, we have Deadpool and his leg is completely changed to standing on one leg. I can probably, already think of a million different ways to use this, but there are still so many more use cases. So you're going to want to...
So you telling me... So you telling me I can talk to pictures? You telling me I can take someone else's picture? I don't have to manipulate it at all. Just upload their picture and talk to it and have the picture do whatever the hell I want? That is insane.
Want to continue watching. Then I said, okay, make him wear a suit. And you can see, of course, it managed to immediately put a suit on him in this amount of detail. And this is something that I personally think is super, super useful because it shows us how things may change once AI editing gets here. The AI was able to do this in around 5 seconds every single time, and it managed to actually maintain character consistency. And going back to the first one, when I talk about character consistency here, I'm not sure what kind of character consistency they're using because it doesn't just regenerate the same character with the same description. I really can't tell any differences between the character I create and the second image. So I'm not sure how it does it, but it has a really accurate image generation tool that I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be using, especially since the API is out now. And now this is where we talk about the incredible world model of Gemini. So you can see right here, we talk about, give it a recipe for a chocolate chip cookie and please include images for each step. Now this is crazy because it understands exactly what part of the image should look like, and then it manages to generate exactly the next image after. So you can see right here, the eggs are being added. And then what happens is to whisk the ingredients together. You can see exactly what that looks like. And then you can then see what the 5th step looks like and the 6th step. And it all looks just incredibly perfect. So this is going to be something that is absolutely insane for a variety of different use cases. And you can see right here that everything looks pretty much perfect. I'm not sure Photoshop could do a better job than this. Maybe someone is out there with better Photoshop skills than me, but just having it be able to edit an image and, for example, generate a recipe, and you can see all the different stages of exactly what that's supposed to look like, I think that is something that is really, really fascinating. So the world model of this system is really, really good because it can understand the next states of certain things. I mean, let's say, for example, you decided to take a picture of your, baking tray or your, bowl, and you're like, okay, what is it supposed to look like next? And then it's able to show you exactly what your bowl is supposed to look like next if you're actually completing the steps right. And I think that is something that is really, really interesting because it's going to open up the use case for a variety of different things. And of course, like I said before, this is something that isn't behind some kind of paywall or some long-winded software. This is something that you can use, and it is incredibly fast. Now, the crazy thing here is that there was one Twitter user that was able to do something that I think is one of the most creative things ever. And essentially, they created a game with an AI model. So what you can see they had here was they managed to make a hero character in the style of Ghibli. I'm not actually sure what that is, but you can see right here that they generated the character. Then you can see it says, put this character in game. The image needs to be like a typical screenshot of the gameplay and the game style like Genshin Impact. Then you can see it generated this screenshot on the bottom right here. an incredibly realistic screenshot of the game. And honestly, I cannot believe that this is coming out of an AI model because it looks like a screenshot from a mobile phone. And you can already see where this is going. Now, this first screenshot really did surprise me because we can see the same exact character in the game pose. And not only that was the, background, the perspective, the, HUD icons, everything was pretty much perfect. But the next thing shocked me even more. So the user wanted to take things even further. And let's take a look at what they did. You can see that they said, okay, move the character forward. And you can see that the character manages to move forward, their legs start to run, and then when they moved closer towards the building, you can literally see that they were able to, get this, and it managed to move forward right here. And the thing is that there doesn't seem to be much distortions. When we actually look at the perspectives, we can see that the background here, it still matches up. Like this mountain here, you can see that the clouds are still in the exact same place. This just look a little bit bigger, the details looking seemingly the same. And then of course we can see right here, we can also see that this all looks very, very consistent. And this is something that is super, super impressive because I never thought that we would get to this level of controllability and this granular level of detail to be able to control that simply with text prompts such early on. And then you can see he decided to take it even a step further and said, okay, get even closer to the wall. And then you can see that he said, climb that wall. And we could see that the character managed to actually climb that wall. So this was something that, of course, I didn't expect people to try. But when you have software out there, there's going to be a million different ways that people do try to use it. So this is something for me that I found to be completely out of this world in terms of using it. And when we think about AI generated video games, imagine an AI that literally just is generating these frames and is doing some kind of diffusion generation in between those kind of frames. Just imagine how crazy that is going to be with this kind of consistency. I can already see that AI generated games might be a big thing in the future. Now, another good thing that this model does have is really, really impressive text rendering. In this demo right here, we can see that someone wanted to put an old detailed vintage 35mm photograph from a front view vintage on a computer monitor set. And you can see that the text looks very, very accurate. I don't think there are many models out there that actually can complete the entire text without some minor mistakes. It seems like Google is probably the only company right now that can accurately do text correct pretty much 100% of the time. Of course, bar one or two mistakes, but it is really surprising just how accurate this model is. And so overall, this is something that is truly impressive considering the consistency in its capabilities. And so overall, this is something that is truly, truly impressive because it allows for many different use cases. Now, in addition, with text rendering, we can also see generate an image of a classroom with the teacher writing the following words on the blackboard with yellow chalk. We got Gemini Flash native image output before GPT-4o, and this was something that is kind of throwing shade to OpenAI. I don't remember who tweeted this, but I will have links to everything in the description. But of course, there was this released by OpenAI some time ago. So I'm actually going to show you guys those slides now, but you can see right here that we actually had this a year ago from OpenAI. So I don't know why OpenAI didn't release this. Maybe they shifted their compute to something that was probably more important at the time, but it seems that Google has the compute to offer this. And
now you hear what he's saying, right? Compute. When they start firing people, right? Their source of purpose. When they start firing you, get the fuck out. I'm not going to say that.
I do remember this tweet did go viral. A lot of people were excited for this. This was 2.3 million views. And this was, something that was inside the GPT-4o system. Now, additionally, if we take a look at what Google is able to do, we can see that the same kind of image was prompted, and you can see someone said checkmate. And this is where we can see the image that they generated, and I think they both look pretty accurate. Now, another thing that this actually allows you to do is to switch styles easily. You can have a sketch, and then you can say, make a line art out of this sketch. Then you can see that someone else said give it some base color, which was really cool. And then it said add some soft shading. The source of low light is on the left upper corner. And you can see it managed to do that in a really, really accurate way. So This overall, I think, is just so impressive because you can get really, really creative with this. Like, for example, after, that, you can add some background, some indoors, and then they managed to make it monochrome, grayscaled for some kind of illustration. I mean, think about the use cases here for those of you who are creative. I think there are going to be tons and tons and tons of different use cases where you can use these to do many different things. And of course, I will say there are some meme capabilities here because you can see right now that we had this image and someone said make them look more relaxed and happy and have them holding an ice cream and don't change anything else. And you can see that it immediately just used the exact same art style and put two pieces of ice cream in their hands. And honestly, if you were to tell me if this image is changed or not, I wouldn't have been able to guess that. Now, there have actually been more and more examples that you can see right now that have been really, really impressive. One of them being this example where someone takes a picture of Morgan Freeman and they've managed to use that to create a 3D model for this character. This is super, super impressive and not something that I would have expected the model to be able to do at all. And
You understand what he's saying? I like to, cover this shit, but other people like this, I like to talk about it. The people that's really, really like on the forefront of this shit, it's surprising them. So that window that people have time to adapt to, the window's closing, 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 closing very rapidly. People is not going to have no choice but to accept universal basic income. Or you won't be getting your little digits to go buy the little material shit that you don't need.
And since I was making the video, I've just seen multiple different tweets about various ways that people are using this new software to fund their creative endeavors. And the ways that people are using this is really, really impressive because I never thought that this was even possible. I'm genuinely not sure how this is even done.
It's surprising people like him. Can you imagine what it's about to do to the world when what? When your little kid get a hold, your little kid got one of these, right? Right? Y'all so easy to stick one of these right in your kid face and give them full access. It gives them full access to the World Wide Web. When they get a hold of this shit, you think all that shit that they're hearing on Roblox and Fortnite, and we know anything about Call of Duty, how the servers used to be. Right now, on Roblox and Fortnite, just those two games alone, can you imagine the shit little kids is hearing? All of the files that's on Fortnite, on Roblox. I was just speaking to a female not too long ago. You let your kid play that shit? Yep. And just how many people out there let their kid play some damn Roblox? She said, why? Is there something wrong with that? What do you mean, is there something wrong with that? We were just having a conversation about Call of Duty servers not too long ago. You hearing the N-word? You hearing, F your mama? You hearing all type of shit in those Call of Duty servers. Can you imagine what they're hearing in Roblox? Can you imagine what they're hearing on Fortnite? Can you imagine when this get into their phone? What pedos about to be doing? I'm damn near happy I don't have an offspring. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I am free to roam this motherfucker just how I want to. I didn't grow up just like y'all, but I was very responsible with my key to not just stick it into any lame ass hole because they had a pretty face and a nice body or had a lot of this. No. I don't have that responsibility. No. While y'all breed and while y'all continue to procreate, to feed what? This right here. Okay, sure. Having a kid, coming home from the job that you do have before they fire your ass. Oh, coming home from work and I get to see my baby. That feels good. I'm pretty sure that feels real good. That's cool. It's not cool enough though for me to even probably remotely now to want to go have a kid with someone. Because let alone if their DNA is not already tampered with. Why? Because of what they got. Hold on. Because they got that. No. No, Tiny Tim. Come on, are you gonna play for me? Wait, where do I fucking cursor? I can't even see the cursor.
On a base level, I know like diffusion models are there, but to be able to take this image and then recreate it like this, I'm not sure what kind of sorcery Google is doing here. This is definitely
Did you hear? You gotta pay attention to what you're hearing. I'm pretty sure you pay attention to the shit you eat, right? Pay attention to what you're hearing, what and the words that he chooses to use. What kind of sorcery? What kind of sorcery that Google is using? He used the word sorcery. Two for me, baby.
a really crazy cook, and I would definitely expect that this has a wide variety of use cases, especially for individuals that are trying to visualize different things. Imagine you are trying to 3D model his head and you want to see, is it going to look like the actual perfect version that the AI has already managed to cook up? So you can already start to see why this tool is incredibly powerful. Remember, this was done in around 4 to 5 seconds versus someone using a tool like ZBrush or any other creative software in order to 3D model and it taking hours on end. Now, another example of someone using this for a creative endeavor was this tweet right here. And it actually talks about how someone was using this to pretend that they are no longer late for work. So it says POV, you're already late for work and you haven't even left home yet. You have no excuse. You snap a picture of today's fit and then you open Gemini 2.0 Flash Experimental. Here we can see that the woman...
To witness, to be alive. I'm alive, right? We got this portal open, right? We got this Black Mirror open. Now, I love pre-recorded videos, but it's just nothing. It's nothing like having this Black Mirror open live. It's just something like always. It's always something live that feels different when you live. That's why I didn't got so used to streaming. Like it's just something when you live, when you have this portal open to have other souls interact with you on a noun basis. Y'all hearing this shit exactly how I'm hearing it. Exactly how I'm hearing it. Now, for y'all to actually grasp what y'all witnessing, like I said, your relatives is going to fall off. Your fake ass friends is going to fall off. When you start to really pay attention to the real important shit that's going on in the reality. I don't give a fuck about no basketball game, no sports, no select, none of that. None of that. Right here, this is what you finna have to interact with. Because what? The business, the slave job you work at is fenced to interact with this and get on board. So I would say let me take that back. One will say, go buy gold because they finna crumble this shit. They are fenced to crumble this shit. Let alone you got Canada talking about they gonna try to cut off the United States electricity, which they can't. You got Trump put 50% tariffs on shit. This what? Last night, last night, a bomb, or this morning, let me correct, a bomb, a 3-ton bomb was dropped in Russia. Damn, I shouldn't have said it that way. You got to be careful how you say things on this platform. But yeah, we are in the middle of war, literally right now. One will tell you to go buy silver, to go buy gold, because they still think that's going to have some value when all this shit crumbles. No. But right now, though, like my boy Nate say, shout out to my boy Canadian Prepper, go buy some go buy some frozen, can you get it out? Some free dry food, free. Damn, Rico. Jesus, Johnny. Freeze dry food. Go buy some canned goods. Go buy some bullets. Go buy a pistol and a rifle. You don't need a lot of guns. Just a pistol and a rifle, and you practice with that. You got people talking about, oh, I got a lot of guns. A lot of guns you don't even know how to even fucking use. Go practice with your handgun. Go buy some freeze-dry food, canned goods. Because when the lights go out, your neighbor is going to be... They destroyed the Georgia Guidestones, right? Right? They want to push the population back to 500. Wait, is it 5 million or 500,000 or some shit like that? The Georgia Guidestones got demolished, correct? That's because their agenda is already on the fucking way. Their agenda is already on their way. And guess what? This, you can't just cut it off. There is no just cutting it off. No, that's not the way this is going to work. There's going to be, and they've been saying this. Hear me out. Hold up. Because y'all know I be doing a fire ass lives. Hold up, Johnny. I gotta wreck y'all. I gotta wreck y'all. Hold up. Ready?
You should have some Faraday bags in your house to protect against an EMP, number one. You can put these EMP protection devices on your car in your home. You should have a generator just after the Generac debacle. I cannot recommend this company yesterday. What a mess. You should have a generator. You should have an extra supply of gasoline, safely stored, of course. Be very careful with that. You should obviously have water filtration, and you should have a way to bottle water, if not bottled water itself. You should have firearms. You should have ammunition that works and properly stored. You should have potassium iodide. You should have water disinfectants and actual disinfectants, alcohol peroxide. You should have a stash of antibiotics. We've had multiple sponsors with that product, and other companies do it too. Folks, please be prepared. You should have you should have some buckets and some barrels to store some water. You should be able to survive for 3 to 6 months on your own. I mean, it sounds crazy, but folks, I'm telling you, if they wipe out our grid, the only crazy people are going to be the ones crazily knocking at your door asking for your food.
Trying to kill your ass. Why? Because they didn't prepare when the grid was still up. What they're worrying about? Some damn LeBron James. Some damn celebrity. What some lame ass streamer or some irrelevant ass influencer trying to convince you of some stupid shit. Are you ready to go in a backyard and have to shit?
Has her selfie.
And have to shit and then dig a hole and throw that in and bury it? Y'all not ready for that. You know why? Y'all was crying and literally stressing that y'all couldn't even get back on TikTok no more. Can you imagine when the lights go out? You're going to see your fellow human being in about 3 months. That's probably too long. In about probably a month. I honestly think even if the lights went out for a month, you will see the human being turn into a straight monster. Default back to a straight monster that they are. And as soft and sensitive as the world is today, you're going to literally have people still doing this. I can't get on Facebook yet. I can't get on Instagram yet. I'm still waiting. While there's people coming to hunt your ass down and take all that you have.
And then, of course, this absolutely changes that selfie to show her at the tube station or the train station giving a thumbs up. And
wait, and one more before I continue this. That shit literally just slipped my mind. That's because God didn't want me to say it. Let's continue.
this is really interesting because, of course, let's say you were late and you needed to take a picture somewhere. This is, of course, something that you could easily use to fool your boss that, look, I'm 5 minutes away. But at the same time, it does make me wonder, are we moving to an area where these images, like, I don't think they're AI generated in the sense that an AI didn't just create it all by itself. It took the initial image data and then merged it with AI to create something hyper realistic. So this is quite powerful, but also at the same time, it's very, very dangerous because we now have a situation where how do we know what to believe when it's actually blended with someone from reality? And considering the text is basically perfect, you wouldn't realize that it is fake too. So I do think we may enter the post-truth era where a lot of things people start to see online, they probably won't even think is there. And I'm guessing as well that, famous people.
Be very careful. We all know how the internet is. I'm pretty sure you have just as much experience with the internet as I do. And the first time I ever jumped on the internet, I was 17 years old when I first interacted with the internet. And I've been interacting with the internet ever since. Understand, since you have ever started interacting with the internet from day one, they've been collecting your data. Sorry for that. They've been collecting your data until today. Big factories like Tesla, Gigafactory in Texas, those are called Ozarks. If you don't know what an Ozark is, go watch the latest movie Tron, where he create the Ozarks. That's information towers. Data towers. Whatever name you want to use, data towers of minds, thoughts. You're going to be able to purchase your deceased loved ones' thought and put them in a what? Put them in a what? Put them in one of these. If y'all don't know what company that owns those, Figure owns those. Figure owns those. And that's just one company. One. Let me show you how your fellow human being is already looking up to artificial intelligence as the God that it is. Because that's exactly what the human race is creating, their own personal gods. And one would think that's a fashion show. That's a fashion show. Like one would think when you go to a concert, Little Uzi, all the rest of the satanic ass people that y'all worship, those celebrities. That's brainwashing the hell out of y'all. I always talked about Ghost in the Shell. I always talked about Ghost in the Shell. There's a ghost in here. In here. All the shit that they show you on film, they have the way this shit, I mean, the way this works, the things, they're probably not even like us. But these entities that run this, they have to show you what they're going to do to you first before they do it. Even like right now, I suggest a lot of people to go watch Black. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Go watch Black Mirror. You don't even have to watch them in correct order. You can watch them however you want to. But go watch Black Mirror. Go rewatch The Matrix. Go rewatch Terminator 1, 2. Go watch AI Robot. Go watch Ex Machina. Go watch those films and get refreshing on this right here, because all that I just named is this. It's the same thing. And a lot of people don't even know. The Matrix and Terminator 2, the Terminator 1 and 2 are one and the same. Sarah Connor is the mom to Neo. The architect, man. And that was a black woman that wrote that. And what Hollywood do? They stole it from her. Them pieces of shit. They stole it from her. But the Matrix and the Terminator the Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. They're one movie. And that's what she says. She says this. I just watched it, and I'm going to get it. And I'm gonna show y'all. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put it on video, pre-recorded too. Come on, Johnny.
May be excluded from using this application in terms of like if you put their face in, because I'm pretty sure you could definitely alter pictures of famous people and have them, I don't know, even take a selfie with you and do a variety of different things. So of course right now AI is powerful but also very risky. Now another example was where someone said Gemini Flash 2.0 experimental will actually save you a trip to a Walmart portrait studio. So here you can see we have a portrait. So here you can see that we have a portrait and we've got a woman and another woman sitting at this table having some coffee. And then you can see it says create a square passport photo of the blonde woman on the right with a neutral face expression on a white background. I'm pretty sure you can see why this is super powerful. Imagine just using one taken picture of you to immediately get some kind of picture that you could use for passport verification. This is something that I personally do believe, once again, is super, super powerful. Like I said, Google really did cook with this model, and you're essentially able to, change things just based on what it's seeing. So even if you didn't take things on the perfect angle, you're able to really, really get down to the granular level of exactly what you want, including the background, your facial expressions, the lighting, and all of those things combined in order to create whatever kind of output that you do wish. Another example here is of Gemini being able to copy art styles. So you can see right here, we have this art style. I'm not exactly sure what it is called, but you can see this art style is here. And Gemini, using this same art style, is able to generate an image for a dog. So
Pause that right there. Pause that right there. Hear this. Devices be pissing me off. It's crazy. It's crazy how things don't want to work. Any other time, things work perfectly fine. But when you want to try to pass along information to people, shit just start malfunctioning. Insane.
You ever see something online that you think, I have no idea what that art style is, and I'd love to recreate that? You can use Gemini Flash 2.0 to essentially copy that art style and get inspiration and create images for yourself in any way or shape that you do want. This is something that is truly powerful because a lot of times we don't know the names for things. I see certain brands have certain color schemes and certain color palettes and certain assets that they use in a way that I haven't seen before. And I'm just thinking, how on earth did they manage to do that? And how do I even begin to use that art style? So this is, of course, good for people that want to copy art styles, but maybe not for those of you who want to preserve your own. Other way, overall, I do find this to be an incredibly powerful tool. Another one that you can see here is that this also allows for instant colorization of images. Perhaps if you have an old image of something, you could maybe use this to colorize it. So, if you have old images, maybe you are on the older end of my audience and you perhaps have a few pictures in black and white that you may want to decide to colorize. Gemini Flash 2.0 is going to easily allow you to do that with one simple prompt. Just colorize this, and I think so far, looking at this image, everything seems to be pretty accurate. Of course, in some images, there are going to be certain things that are a specific color, but overall, I think this is an incredibly powerful tool, especially for revitalizing those pictures. Now, something that I also found to be really, really important was the fact that you can actually convert the poses, but the reason for converting the poses is to actually use them as 3D models. So you can see right here, you had this potato dressed as Wonder Woman, and you can see right here, it says make it stand in a T-pose. So of course, that was something that you could do, but most people don't understand that a T-pose is really, really useful because what it allows you to do is to create 3D models from that pose. Now you can see this user managed to do that. And this is something that if you have access to AI to 3D tools, you're literally able to get these images and then get a 3D character. So I'm pretty sure that you can now make any simple AI character into any kind of 3D model, considering this workflow allows you to change the poses. This wasn't a big issue, but T-posing was something that was pretty hard to do. I do remember sometimes trying to do it manually in Photoshop and other software, and the AI just wouldn't recognize certain body parts. So this definitely solves a giant issue for creatives. So with that being said, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Definitely try this out, and I'll have more videos covering this soon.
I just spent an hour talking to a machine, a new highly realistic artificial voice.
How much in denial people have to be? It's like people, it's not even, it's like people don't give a shit if it's not bothering them personally. They only care for when it bothers them. You know how many people got their blinders on? Do you know how many people honestly think there's humans that's in space? I will break this right here. Do you know how many people believe that humans in space right now? In space. People believe Elon Musk rockets is going to go to Mars. It's going to go to Mars. People believe there's a damn car up there and from Tesla floating around. People believe that this place is round. People believe that this place is flat. So we're on a ball, right? Because we all know water finds its level always. Water do not bend. Water always finds its level, period. So check this out. Check this out. If you're religious or not, you gotta pick one. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You gotta pick one. What did God say? The heavens, the waters up above, the waters below, right? Let the firmament be there, right? But you will go, oh, the world is round though, right? The world is round. But then want to believe in God. No, it don't go that way, Tiny Tim. No, God didn't say nothing about this place being round at all. But he most definitely said the plane, the firmament. And not too long ago, who launched a rocket up into the sky and it looked like it hit a big ass pile of water? Who? Sorry for the noise. But who? Elon Musk. Why do you think they always say we can't crack that dome up there? We can't crack that glass ceiling. Like your girl, Hillary Clinton, always said. We can't crack that glass ceiling, but we're trying to. They're trying to break the damn firmament, and they can't get through. They can't, because you can't get out of this damn place. It's enclosed. God didn't say shit about this place being round. Nothing. But he most definitely said about being flat and having a firmament. So you got to pick one, huh? You got to pick one. It's either you don't fuck with God and you believe that there's people out there stuck in space on some shit, or you believe water's up above, water's below, and let the firmament be over us, right? And why these so-called people with their technology, their rockets, trying to punch through something that God made. You can have all the rockets you want. I don't care. Aliens or oceans themselves. That's space, not up there. You can't leave this place. Why do you think in the oceans right now they're starting to find fish, the disaster fish, and whales migrating to different places? Big ass sharks bit out of them by something called like the Leviathan or something like that. And one thing no one is talking about the heartbeat that they have found. And not to, I don't want to. Sorry for the distraction, but I don't want to. You got to be careful with what you say on here. But they detected a heartbeat in the ocean, and there's something that's very big called the Leviathan, and fishes been migrating, pushing, beaching themselves, and they're not finna tell the public this shit. Almost if like the Kraken. If you don't know what the Kraken is, it's a big ass octopus, big ass monster. They will tell y'all. They will tell the sleep that, oh no, the Bermuda Triangle lost these ships, lost these planes. That's what they would tell the sleep. The Bermuda Triangle lost. Out of anywhere, out of nowhere, you starting to get information. The elites. I wish this shit would act right now, because I'm trying to show y'all information, and for no reason, the shit just don't want to work. What? No reason. It's crazy, right? Wait before I even start filming. Phone work perfect. Start filming. Cut this nigga information off. Cut his information off, because I'm trying to show y'all things. You think they don't control this shit? Huh? I don't know how many tweets you have done. I don't know how many Instagram posts you have. You might be on the Instagram with your ass out. What your titties showing? Do you know how much information they know about y'all? Huh? I don't know how many deceased ones you have in your family. I don't know. But if you live long enough, you're going to be able to purchase your deceased loved one memories and choose whatever mechanical body that you want your loved one memories to be into. Because what? You're grieving over the person you just lost, over the wife, the offspring, the offspring. Why? Because what you do, you put one of these in front of your kid's face soon as you have the damn chance, giving the little one information out into what? The damn elites already. This, whatever this place is, round, square, triangle, whatever. I always have every time I walk out the door, I'm always in the what the fuck moment. And I've been here 40 years. Well, finna be 40. I'm 39 now. I've been here 39 years. And I still be like if it was the first time I ever seen the sky, I ever seen the sun. I don't know how the hell you people walk outside right now and don't be amazed every single day. Pay attention to when a newborn is born and they pull the infant, the newborn, out of the mother's womb. What's the first thing the baby's doing? It's either it's crying or it's quiet and it's looking around like this. Like, what the fuck is this place? I've been hearing all these sounds because I've been in this bun, but now that I'm out, look at a baby eyes. That's the way I am. Down there every day. Probably that's what plagued me that's probably what plagued me a lot in life for not fucking with these females. Because most of the people that I come across is, majority of the population is lost as fuck. When you wake up, when you go through psychosis, you have to go through psychosis when you wake up. You have no choice. People think when you wake up, things get easier. No, it get very, very hard. Those holidays that y'all always celebrated, you don't want to celebrate that stupid shit no more. Because you understand that this shit means absolutely nothing. Things get really, really hard. You're going to start arguing with your family members. You're going to start females that you most definitely want to dead put down. You're not even going to want to stick your shit in them no more. Because you're going to feel like even if I run up in you, you might dumb me down. And only thing that you want is my mojo. No matter if you want to drain me mentally or you want to drain me physically. And guess what? Let me tell y'all this before I let y'all go, because I'm finna shoot off of here. One of the stupidest things that any human can do is have casual sex without meaning. Give me two. But hey, I have to go to sleep. I gotta get some sleep. I gotta wake up because I got to go pick up my loved one, my special one that y'all will meet soon. Y'all seen her before, but y'all will meet her again. She's amazing. But I was finna say peace and God bless, but I can't bless you. I can't. But push the light. Always push the light and be peaceful. Talk to this place. Get your meditation on. Stay focused. Stay on the grind for what you know. Find what you love to do. Because when all this shit starts to crumble, and we're not even talking about the grid itself. We're talking about when they really start to fire these motherfuckers out of these jobs and replace them with what? These humanoids. You better know your purpose. Continue. No matter if you have 0 subscribers, and if I can help anybody out and give them any motivation to continue to do so, let me tell you right now. Don't worry about this. You hear me? Don't ever worry about this number. Don't let that control you. Always do what you want to do. No matter if there's 1 million people watching you or 0. This your boy, Monterico. Y'all know me as SI. Rico. Stay high vibrational. Stay loving. And most definitely stay authentic. Because that's the highest vibration. It's authenticity. This your boy, SI. And I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Push the light. Peace.